An Egyptian coach made a handcuff gesture at the referee. Another swore he'd never watch another World Cup match. And amidst all that turmoil, a 39-year-old man who had already won absolutely everything there is to win in this sport covered his face with his hands and wept as if it were the first time in his life. That night in Atlanta wasn't a game. It was a funeral that turned into a resurrection. The day before, Cristiano Ronaldo had left the field in tears after Portugal's elimination against Spain. His last World Cup, a closed chapter forever. Everyone thought they had already seen the most powerful scene of this knockout stage. They were wrong. Because 24 hours later, Lionel Messi was about to star in something that not even Thierry Henry, with all he had seen in football, could have fully processed live. Two legends. 2 nights in a row. 2 tears that don't mean the same thing. One is a farewell. The other, a cry of survival. And there, exactly there, lies the difference between ending a career and continuing to write it. Argentina, the reigning world champions, faced Egypt in the round of 16 in Atlanta, in front of more than 68,000 people. And this Egyptian team wasn't there to make up the numbers. Under the leadership of Hossam Hassan, they were coming off a solid World Cup performance and approached the match as a real contender, not just an easy opponent. They proved it from the very first minute. 15 minutes. That's all it took for Egypt to unravel Scaloni's game plan. Yasser Ibrahim headed in the first goal after a well-executed corner, outjumping Lisandro Martinez. And 6 minutes later came the blow that seemed to seal the night. A penalty for Argentina. Messi stepped up, but Mustafa Shobir guessed correctly and saved it. Messi's second missed penalty in this World Cup. Argentina went into halftime trailing 1-0, with their captain bearing the weight of another missed spot kick. The second half started even worse. Egypt appeared to extend their lead with a goal from Mostafa Zico, which was disallowed by VAR for a previous foul. It didn't matter. Minutes later, Zico repeated the play, this time without any possibility of review. 2-0, with barely 20 minutes remaining. Before that, Messi had hit the post, and Shobir had made a crucial save from Julian Alvarez. The Egyptian goalkeeper was, up to that point, playing the game of his life. And the Argentine bench was silent. They were just looking at the clock. It was right there that what happened was something Thierry Henry, speaking on Fox Sports alongside Zlatan Ibrahimovic, would later describe as almost impossible to explain at the moment it was happening. 79th minute. A pinpoint cross from Messi, a header from Christian Romero, 2-1. 4 minutes later, Messi himself volleyed home a rebound inside the box to make it 2-2. That goal etched his name in history 3 times over, his 8th goal of the tournament, equaling Guillermo Stabile's 1930 record, his 21st World Cup goal, an all-time record in the competition's history, and the first player to score in 9 consecutive World Cup matches. No one, ever, had done that before, and the final chapter was still to come. Deep into stoppage time, Julian Alvarez stole the ball from Mohamed Salah inside his own penalty area, launched a counterattack, and passed to Lautaro Martinez, who delivered a perfect cross for Enzo Fernandez to head home, the goal that sent the match into utter pandemonium. 3-2. Argentina alive, again. 5 days earlier, against Cape Verde, this same team had already avoided elimination by the same score, 3-2, in extra time. In other words, in less than a week, at 39 years old, Messi played more than 210 minutes of high-octane football, and in both matches, he proved to be the difference between continuing in the World Cup or going home. When the final whistle blew, the cameras caught Messi with his hands covering his face, crying. And that's where the part of this story that almost no summary tells in full begins. Thierry Henry didn't hold back when analyzing the scene. First, he reminded us that he's human, because he missed some penalties. 4 out of 8, he said. And then he reminds us again that he's not human. Regarding how Messi could perform at that level after playing 120 minutes against Cape Verde just 5 days earlier, he was direct. He's simply unstoppable. And he concluded with the phrase that has already gone viral worldwide. This is something out of Hollywood. It's almost like it was scripted. It would be a movie that would never happen in real life. Zlatan, sitting next to him, didn't argue a word. He simply added what only someone who shared a locker room with Messi can say with authority, that when the team needs him most, this man brings a level of performance that, at 39, shouldn't even exist. Henry went even further. He recounted playing with Zinedine Zidane, with Ronaldinho, with half of football's pantheon, and that even so, more than once, he had to stop 2 seconds after a Messi goal just to process what he had just witnessed. Messi, already in the mixed zone, didn't hold back either. Regarding the missed penalty, he said, "I felt like I let the team down at an important moment." And about what came next, that luckily fate had something special in store for him at the end, and that he was able to score the equalizing goal. Behind closed doors, with the score still 2-0, something was said that changed the game. Julian Alvarez revealed it later. The words among everyone were simple. Never stop believing, go all the way, because they knew what they were capable of, and they knew the goals would come. Regarding the toughest moment of the match, he didn't hide it. The heart of Argentinians is always something that pushes us forward, that makes us keep going no matter what. And honestly, at 2-0, we felt a bit overwhelmed. And about Messi, he concluded without hesitation. What he's doing is incredible, and we try to help him, support him, and enjoy every moment with him. Enzo Fernandez, who scored the decisive goal, focused on more than just the result. "We have a phenomenal group that never gives up, no matter the difficulties," he said. "We're always together." And what motivates them? 4 years have passed since Qatar, and they want to enjoy another World Cup by winning it again. To truly grasp the magnitude of what Messi accomplished that night, one needs to pause and consider the numbers. 9 goals in 9 consecutive World Cup matches. An absolute record, unmatched by anyone else. 8 goals in a single tournament, equaling a nearly century-old mark from 1930. 21 historic World Cup goals, the Argentine with the most goals in the competition's history. All this while playing in his 6th World Cup, at 39 years old, in what most already assume will be the last of his career. But not everyone left this match in peace. And this is the part that most summaries don't even mention. The Egyptian bench was in flames at the end of the match. Less than 20 seconds after Enzo Fernandez's decisive goal, Mohamed Salah went down in the Argentine penalty area after contact with Julian Alvarez, who had dispossessed him moments before. The referee didn't award a penalty. VAR didn't review the play. For Egypt, there should have been a foul in their favor, right before the goal that eliminated them. Hossam Hassan didn't mince words at the post-match press conference. He asked reporters why there was no justice in the sport. He said he wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything. They felt they had suffered an injustice. He went even further, declaring that he wouldn't watch any more World Cup matches in protest against the refereeing, and implying that there was favoritism towards Argentina and Messi to ensure the defending champions advanced. Mostafa Zico, who scored both Egyptian goals, echoed this sentiment in the mixed zone. He called the refereeing unfair, spoke of clear oppression, and left the rest to fate before congratulating Argentina. On the pitch, tensions had already boiled over minutes earlier. Egyptian goalkeeping coach Safwan El Sagir chased Messi, arguing and gesticulating wildly, until his own coaching staff had to forcibly remove him. French referee François Letexier showed him a red card. Hassan himself was booked after making a handcuff gesture at the referee, the same gesture that earned Jose Mourinho a 3-match ban as Inter Milan manager in 2010. Amidst all that turmoil, the image of Messi crying ended up uniting the football world, transcending rivalries. David Beckham, president of Inter Miami, posted a photo of him on social media, writing that he is a very special human being, not only for what he does on the pitch, but for who he is off it. In another post, he needed nothing more than a sentence. There was nothing more to say. Brazilian Rivaldo, a World Cup champion in 2002, also publicly acknowledged the character of the entire Argentine squad for turning around a score that seemed already sealed. And so, amidst tears on one side and fury on the other, Argentina secured its place in the quarterfinals, where it will face the winner of the Switzerland-Colombia match, also decided in agony by penalties. Messi played his second consecutive match at the physical limit in less than a week, and remains the tournament's top scorer, vying for the golden ball against rivals 20 years his junior. What's striking is that this isn't the first time this Argentina team has come close to elimination only to rise again like this. This same squad already demonstrated in Qatar 2022 that it knows how to suffer and how to win by suffering, and 4 years later it seems determined to repeat the formula match after match, no matter how difficult the path becomes. For some, it's character forged in the Scaloni era. For others, it's starting to sound suspiciously similar, because not everyone sees this streak of comebacks as a virtue. For the Egyptian coaching staff, tonight's performance seems more like a systematic advantage than a fluke in football. Hassan's words weren't an isolated outburst. They were a direct accusation against the refereeing at this World Cup, suggesting that the organizers need stars like Messi competing for as long as possible for commercial reasons. A serious accusation, which the Egyptian Football Association itself later backed up with an official statement expressing its displeasure with decisions that, in its view, were never properly reviewed. None of this has a simple answer. Football always leaves these kinds of wounds open when the margin between winning and being eliminated is as small as it was tonight in Atlanta. Can Messi's body continue to sustain this pace match after match? Is Egypt right to feel that the refereeing was against them at the crucial moment? And how many more comebacks does this Argentina team have left before luck, one day, runs out on them? Refereeing controversy aside, few round of 16 matches offer so much to analyze. A century-old record equaled, a mark no one had ever touched before, an opposing bench on the verge of physical confrontation, and a 39-year-old captain weeping on the pitch as if he still couldn't believe what his own body was capable of. That's why this match will be remembered long after this World Cup is over. Tell me in the comments what you thought of Egypt's performance and if you think they deserved a penalty before Enzo Fernandez's goal. And if you're one of those who doesn't miss a single Messi match in this World Cup, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's coming.